Is that for real?
Live from Studio B at KPRC Channel 2. Houston Life starts now.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Houston Life on this, I don't know, rather eventful day, this Wednesday, August 26th. A lot going on. We want everyone to stay safe out there. Our show will be a little bit different today, I would say.
Yeah, like a little bit of a condensed version. We understand that a lot of people have a lot of questions going on about the track of Hurricane Laura and a lot of last-minute preps. There's lots of pressers happening at this hour as well. So we're going to bring you all of that information. We're also going to exhale a little bit today, and I think, you know, that's where I needed a moment today, where I had an exhale moment, and I thought, okay, let's just change the course of the day, and let's just breathe, be grateful, have a moment, and just figure out, like, there's plenty of White Claw for tonight. It's all good. We're stocked up. You know, and it is what it is. We will just ride this out.
Well, and I think the calm before the storm as well.
It's so crazy.
So many people are feeling all this stress, right? Myself included,
Yeah.
Brandon, and I think that whole idea of, we've said that phrase, the calm before the storm, our entire lives, right? And this morning we were out, we walked to coffee, and we tried to, you know, prep the house, pull in all the plants.
Yep.
That's the bad thing about having all the plants.
Let me tell you something. That's a big deal for them.
It was like a moving day at our house. We were turning the tables upside down outside, pulling things in off the roof and the balconies. And anyway, but the calm before the storm, there is some sort of like eerie, stressful feeling that I know a lot of you out there are feeling. And granted, the path of the storm has moved east a bit, but a Category 4 making landfall is no joke.
It's no joke. And the last Category 4, of course, to hit our area, Hurricane Harvey, the second costliest storm on record. And so a lot of that, I think, people aren't forgetting, haven't forgotten about. And I think what was so weird today, while we were doing that, getting ready, or even on our walks or running or working out or doing something that we normally feel like that's what we need to do today, it was sunny. It was nice. There was hardly a breeze, you know, so it's hard to think that it's out there and it's coming and it's so close by, but you know, you've got to enjoy the moment that we're in right now and just know that we're prepared as we can be. And of course, we have our trusted people all along the coast to bring us the very latest. And of course, within the Weather Center, these are the people that are tracking it and giving us the information that we need to know right away.
Right. And a lot of people will take past experiences, a lot of people who have lived through many different tropical storms and hurricanes. I remember the first hurricane I ever covered as a reporter was Hurricane Floyd in 1999. It hit North Carolina really hard, devastating flooding down there. I covered Hurricane Francis in Florida in 2004. And after a number of these storms, I realized every single situation, every storm is totally different. Right. Sometimes they're loaded with rain, sometimes the flooding is horrible, the high winds we're expecting to face from Hurricane Laura, but this storm surge also is something that even if you don't live along the coast, that's something that Frank and Justin will chat about, because flooding is a real threat for this area.
Absolutely, and I think that's the thing, the uncertainty, and Frank always says this too, and I said this a couple days ago, his phrase is, you don't know until you know. And that's just it. You have to prepare, and we have to basically have our ducks in a row and know, okay, we prepare for the worst, and if we exhale and think, whoo, we dodged a bullet, then that's good.
Yes, of course. Prepare for the worst, though, right? And if you're new to Houston and you've never been to a hurricane, I mean, it is very important that we pay attention to what city and county and state leaders are all saying at this point. And if you don't have a cooler filled with ice, definitely some water, maybe some champagne, whatever's going to help you get through the storm.
Yeah.
I think that the loss of power in many cases for people is what leads to so much discomfort during one of these scenarios.
Absolutely. Okay, so what's on the menu for tonight? You breaking out any of your hurricane rations that you have ready to go?
We have some leftover beer and wine from Brandon's birthday last week, which was...
But you stocked up. What's this leftover business?
Well, we stocked up in advance, but yeah, we filled the fridge and the freezer is full.
I was actually asking about food.
Oh.
Oh, we have to actually eat? No, I'm just kidding.
We may have a picture of those pre-made like daiquiris to go. in the freezer.
Drink your calories. That's
We
good.
may have them. Drink away your sorrows. Some card games and puzzles, those are on the menu. I'm just hoping we don't lose power. The pantry is always stocked. What about at your house?
Yeah, same with us. We have like chicken and sausage ready to go. It's cooked and ready to roll there. The kids get real excited about kind of like the mac and cheese situation, or, you know, we have the security board ready to go. Charcuterie, that's what the kids call it, security board.
The security board.
Yeah.
Charcuterie
good.
During a storm, only you,
Right?
Courtney.
I know. It's good stuff.
Well, in addition to being prepared with food and plenty of water and all of that, we do have on our website right now, HoustonLife.tv, one of our producers, Olivia, posted this great article about some last-minute storm prep, some simple things you can do to prepare your home ahead of the storm.
It really is great. Some great information. Just take a look-see and do it now before all the big rain comes in. Even just moving like pots away from your front porch, or you were saying, Derek, you've got some on the balcony. If you live in an apartment, you've got some plants out there. Take those in, because Amy Davis did this great story today where she was down in Seabrook and showed us some video of a trampoline that basically was lifted up by some wind, just a regular storm, and caused major damage to the house next door. That wasn't a hurricane. That was just a rain event.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter. And we are talking about a Category 4 when Laura makes landfall, and that's 147-mile-an-hour winds, teetering on Category 5, because that of Cat 5 is only 155. So there's not that much difference between the two.
I mean, once you get wind speeds that high, we're going to see a lot of damage.
I know.
So any projectile, not just protecting your own property, you don't want it to become a projectile that lands in your neighbor's yard.
Yeah. Okay, so we chatted a lot. Let's get the weather information right now, because we want to get the track, and of course the man to do that. We have Frank Billingsley standing by along with Justin, the two guys in the know. And Frank, we can see the picture right there behind you. So what is the very latest?
Well, you know, you talk about the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
I can assure you, if this was our storm, there would be no calm before the storm. And we can calm down because it's not our storm, but we have to be vigilant, because already parts of Texas, as Justin's going to show you, are under a tornado watch. And we're already seeing some feeder bands from this, even into Harris County. So we will get some effects, and we'll talk about that. You can see this is the track and the current situation. 140-mile-an-hour winds, Cat 4 storm, gusting to 155. And when I got up this morning, this was still a Cat 1. So this has just really exploded as it continues to move toward the Louisiana coast. Now, this is expected to be a Category 4 hurricane when it hits southwestern Louisiana. And you can see that's the forecast cone track. That's for the track. That's not just for the impacts. And a lot of people see that and they think, well, I'm not in the cone, so nothing's going to happen to me. And that's simply not true. That is all about the track and where it will go. And I know there's still some chance that this might go over toward Jefferson County, but I'm really thinking that this, 8 hours away from a landfall, 8-9 hours, this is pretty much going to be the track right into southwest Louisiana. And that means Cameron, Louisiana, and Hackberry and Lake Charles are all going to be in for it. But look, Beaumont and then the Piney Woods are really going to see the effects of this. The power outages are just going to be humongous in western Louisiana and East Texas, all up and down that spine there, where that continues as a Category 1, clearly all the way to Shreveport. So it's going to be a strong system. Now, as it comes in with these south winds, the south and southeast winds, and those meet an easterly wind coming in, and that differential in the wind is what causes these spin-ups of these tornadoes in generally small thunderstorms that are hard to detect with radar. We see a lot of those on what we call the dirty side of the system, and that's what we're going to see as we go right on into this evening. So we've got until 9 o'clock tonight a tornado watch. Justin, are you mic'd up there?
Yes, sir.
I want to go to Justin to talk about that tornado watch real quick.
All right, let's do this. Let's talk about that tornado watch. Thank you, Frank. This is what Frank was just talking about. Here's the storm. The center is still way offshore. It's moving fairly quickly, but it is still offshore. But as we remember, these storm bands moving through, that's where some of the issue was. Not only that, but you see this tornado watch box that extends just to the west of New Orleans. That's until 9 o'clock tonight, and that does extend into parts of East Texas. And also these two little red boxes there, those are tornado warnings. And we expect to see these when we get these hurricanes moving in, because the winds are just whipping these storms and these outer bands that moving on through. And in fact, I'm going to jump a little tighter on this one, because I think this is going to be
I want to point out,
yeah, sure.
that's the real danger. Is
oh,
that
absolutely.
because people aren't in the path of the storm. storm, they think that they're not going to have any effects from it.
Yep.
You know, when Katrina came in to Pass Christian, there was a deadly tornado outbreak south of Atlanta. I mean, south of Georgia. So that's how far away those kind of problems can be. So back to what you were saying.
As I say, I'll tell you, when Hurricane Rita came through, I was at Mississippi State. It was my first month there, actually. And that storm in particular was slinging tornadoes left and right all across into Louisiana as well. So this is what I'm going to show you for the rest of this afternoon. You can see this band is its way in towards Polk and San Jacinto County and near the lake. There's a lot of lightning with that. We don't have any warnings on that one just yet, but I think this is going to be the story for at least the northern area over the next, let's say, 1 to 2 hours as that slides on through. Meanwhile, we've got more of these bands that are back off to the south of Lake Charles. But as we said, Lake Charles, that's that dirty side, Frank, where things are really going to start getting nasty here.
Hey, guys, I'm going to jump in here. Justin, can you help? We've got some Facebook questions and some really great ones from some of our viewers. I'm going to start with Casey here, and she's talking about wind speeds in our area. She wants to know, that would obviously be helpful. It says that we get a lot of storm surge questions, but but some of us do not live by the water, or even can we be affected by the winds?
Yeah, great question, Frank. I think you've got the best graphic.
I do, and let me show you that. I'm going to get to that.
There we go.
Okay, so the answer is not a lot of wind problems for us, especially on the west side, Brenham, Columbus, really to Katy. We're talking about less than an inch of rain and a breeze or two. I mean, more than anything, watch those feeder bands that Justin was just showing you, because those can contain some strong thunderstorms. Now, central sections, Conroe up to Huntsville, even to Lufkin and Lake Livingston, that's what I'm considering central through Houston and then down to the south. Rain bands, 15 to 30 mile an hour winds this afternoon, 20 to 30 mile an hour winds into the late evening and the overnight until this makes a landfall. And then 39 mile an hour wind gusts are possible. That's a tropical storm force wind, 39. So it's possible, but we're not looking for a lot of that. And then as you look to the east side, and now we're talking about parts of the Piney Woods and right on down through Hart and Liberty County, that and even the east side of Harris County is a little more gusty, 20 to 40 mile an hour winds this evening with some heavy downpours, and 40 to 50 mile an hour winds as we go into the overnight. That can drop branches and fences and power lines if they're not well secured, those fences, and certainly dead branches and trees. So be careful this evening and overnight. And then, of course, the coast is even probably a stronger chance for 20 to 30 mile an hour winds this afternoon, but 50 to 60 mile an hour winds as we go into the overnight. And the surge 2 to 4 on the Bays and Galveston, 4 to 7 on Bolivar. We're going to continue all day, so we'll have a lot of great information coming your way, Courtney.
As you always do, both you and Justin, thanks so much. And that's a great graphic, really, to get an idea of how this storm affects our viewing area and the rest of the city and the state. Of course, that question came in from Casey. By the way, I know a ton of you wrote in on our Facebook page, and Justin's going to tackle a bunch of those questions that you all posted there on our page.
Yeah, the entire weather team. I don't think they're going to be sleeping for the next 24 hours. They will try to get to all those questions our viewers have submitted on social, on Facebook. So thank you for sending those in. But right now, why don't we check in with Christine Noel and Keith Garvin over in Studio A, tracking the storm. Hey, guys.